How's it going, everyone? A Lonely Hermit here, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we have our pre-season interview with the one and only coach of the Atlanta Bravery, Mr. Stone Family 64. First off, right away, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. Since this is dropping on my video or my channel real quick, I'd like to do my intro too. Hey, how's it going, YouTube? This is Matty Ice of the Stone Family. We're gonna be doing this interview with Lonely Hermit, and I appreciate you asking to do this interview with all the coaches. By the way, you have been a big help. So before we jump into the interview, guys, I would like to personally shout out Lonely. He created 3 of the logos. The logo for my team, the logo for the Kinglers, and the logo for the Battle League itself. He has also graciously been willing to help me decide the MVP of the season and help me to do weekly roundups of each battle of the week, or all the 3 battles that week, so that y'all can have a good roundup of every battle that happened. And he's also graciously given his time to do these interviews. So if y'all could, please go check him out. It'd be very much appreciated. He's got a Twitch and a YouTube. I will be sure to drop both of those links in my description.
Thank you for all that.
Hey, you deserve it. You've been really helpful. Like, not trying to be mean to anyone else in the league, you know, but you and Gamer have helped out the most. Like, when I first brought this up, and I guess this makes sense to explain this because it is part of the interview, I guess.
Yeah.
But Gamer was the only one besides Guaneco that was in there, so we only had 3 guys, and Gamer was like, hey, do you mind if I drop this on Twitter and see if anybody else wants to join? So I was like, you know what, no one else is throwing their name in the hat with the way I did it, so let's see what happens. So Gamer's been really helpful getting the other guys in here. The other 3 came in because of him, and then you've been really helpful with all that you've done to help out the league. So I really appreciate both of you. And I mean, it's not to say I don't appreciate the other 4 guys that are in the league, but you 2 have helped out the most, and it means the world to me that y'all really thought this much of something that literally started just because of quarantine with my kids.
Yeah, it was a random thing that you obviously did with your family, and then you dropped it into Discord one day, and obviously it's kind of turned into something else. But that actually does kind of lead into my second question, which is how did you feel about the creation of the Elite Battle League? So obviously he's the commissioner. We have the commissioner here, the person who, you know, presented the idea, like he said. You know, so Gamer brings in the other 3 guys. You have your 6 members. How did you feel at that point about the Elite Battle League? Like, when it was finally, like, everything finally started to kind of roll?
I felt like I was actually able to, like, breathe, because I was like, no one's going to join, no one's going to think this is a good idea. And then to have 6 guys be like, or 5 other guys be like, this is a great idea. Well, 6 other guys, including you.
Yeah.
And, you know, for them to be like, this is a great idea, you know, even with the slight rule changes I've made to regular competitive, you know, with you know, you see other battle leagues, and every Pokemon you draft doesn't have to be used. You can literally have a throwaway pick. In our league, you can't have a throwaway pick. That Shuckle that was chosen number 1 overall has to be brought at least once. You know, we're going to see Shuckle sometime this season. It's just
exciting.
Exactly. It's just a matter of when is that going to be? When is that going to happen? When are we going to see the Shuckle? And it's you've only got 5 matches to bring all 9 Pokemon, which sounds not very difficult. But when you look at the other teams, like, where do I bring in Galarian Rapidash? Like, do I bring it into the first battle, and then if I hold it back in the first battle, does it make sense to bring it in the second one? And then if I continue to hold it out, and by week 5 I haven't used it, well, now the opposing team knows I'm bringing Galarian Rapidash. Right. And then we've taken away items as well, so it's a lot different than regular competitive.
And like you said, it's a lot different, and it's gonna be interesting to watch, because I feel like a lot of people might not necessarily be used to this sort of format, because it's a lot more simplified in a way to make it a little more about strategy and just head to head. And with that being said, are you excited to be a part of, well, you're obviously the commissioner, but to be part of the very first season of the Elite Battle? Like, this is like the first season. So like, you think about that, you think this is the first, this is the inaugural season of the Elite Battle League. Like, how does that make you feel?
Super excited and super nervous, because if it like flops and then everyone decides like, all right, this didn't do well on my channel, I don't want to do this. Like, we're not having a season 2, you know. So yeah. It's really gonna depend on how everyone else feels about it, you know. For me, it's not gonna be about the views personally. If I have fun with it, we'll decide whether I personally come back for season 2. But the thing is, I did 4 seasons of this with my kids, so I know I'm gonna have fun with it, you know?
Yeah.
And
I think everyone else will too, by the way.
I hope so. I would love for everybody to come back. And for season 2, we are looking to add 2 more teams, if anyone's interested, obviously.
You only need 1.
Alright, so we're looking to add 1 more team.
1.
And we are only looking each season. I mean, I know this is obviously, you brought up season 1 versus, you know, the future. So,
yeah.
Obviously we're excited about this one, but would love to see this grow into more seasons.
Oh,
you know?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I don't want, as rude as it's going to sound, I don't want more than like 8 teams in at one time. And I'm not going to kick out one of the inaugural guys for someone else that wants to join. So, and
unless
obviously
they willingly back out. Right?
Yeah, if somebody backs out and we have a spot, obviously, you know, we can add in someone else. But I feel like the guys that are here deserve the right to come back. Absolutely. So, open invitation to all the guys. If you're wanting to, y'all are willing to come back or able to come back for season 2.
Yeah. And we could talk about the 8-team schedule, because that'll be really interesting. Because we can maybe try some different things next season as well with the formatting with 8 teams, because that's a little more even, I guess, across the board. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But focusing back on this one season, focusing a little more on your team, what are you hoping to achieve this season? What are your goals?
Undefeated record. No. No. Honestly, in season... So I'm going to bring this back to playing with my kids a lot. And hopefully... I mean, obviously, my channel is a family channel, so people on my side will understand that. Hopefully, because we are dropping this on both our channels, mine and Lonely's. But hopefully the people on your side understand this. Like, for me, everything's about family, so... In season...
Family.
Yeah. In season 1 of my family's our league, right? And I've actually got a plaque that we made to commemorate the seasons that we did. And season 1 MVP was my Heracross. And we were playing in Sun and Moon, or Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. And at that time, you know, we had Mega Evolutions. So that was the only held item we used, was one Mega Stone. That's all you were allowed to bring, one Mega Stone throughout the whole season, right? I had Mega Heracross.
Dang.
And my Mega Heracross won season MVP. So I would love to, for this season, to have the season MVP for, you know, my family's first season I won MVP. It'd be cool to win the MVP in the regular... or the Elite Battle League as well. That'd be really cool for me.
Okay.
And obviously a championship, guys. We're gonna win.
Yeah. Obviously, yeah. For your team, though, why exactly did you choose Atlanta Braviary? Is it just kind of something you've thought about before? Is it an idea you already had? And at the same time, did you consider any other names aside from that?
There were no other names. I've always said if I do a battle league or a draft league, whatever you want to call it, I was going to be the Atlanta Braviary, and it's because number 1, I'm from Georgia. Shout out to Georgia squad, you know. Number 2, I'm a huge Atlanta Braves fan. And Braviary, I was like, that's just too perfect. You know, it fits perfectly, you know. and then the Braves are red, white, and blue. You know, their colors. And Braviary, you know, obviously I believe I chose the shiny form. Hopefully I'm remembering my own logo correctly. But the regular one is like almost symbolic to the red, white, and blue of, you know, the American flag.
Yeah.
So it fits perfectly. The team, or the name fits perfectly. The color scheme already fits perfectly. So it just made sense. So, I mean, that was probably like 3 years ago I came up with that name, and I'm just now getting to use it.
I mean, it's a great name. It fits. You're right. It really does fit perfectly.
Yeah, I love it.
heading into this next question, I told Foos you don't have to go super in depth. You don't have to give away any strategies or anything. But looking at your drafted team, you know, what was the plan heading into the league draft? Did you have a specific plan heading into that?
My plan was stolen immediately in round 1. I chose, obviously I chose Reuniclus first, and I drafted before my plan was stolen, okay? So I could have literally laid my plan out first. And Crobats took Kyogre first, right?
Yeah.
So that stole my whole plan. I was going to build the water team that he built, but I wanted Reuniclus. I literally was. Every single pick I had was almost water type, just like his. And I was going to build the rain team. I was going to Swift Swim, you know, Drizzle, all that. That was my idea. And so I go into it. He picks Kyogre, and I'm like, all right, rebuild. Like, we got to rebuild. We got to throw that original plan away. Because once he took Kyogre, I was like, there's really no other water type legendary that makes sense to go with a rain team. You know? I was like, Kyogre makes perfect sense. It's strong, it's bulky, it's going to stand in there. And then with the Reuniclus pick, you know, I was hoping Kyogre could make it to round 2. The reason I chose Reuniclus is Kyogre is not exactly fast. You know, I'm not going to say it's super slow either, but slow. Trick Room could still help a Kyogre if I did it right, you know? So that was the whole plan there. So I had to throw that away, and then I was like, okay, well, let's build around Reuniclus. So I was like, Mamoswine's slow, Conkeldur's kind of slow, you know? So I started just building what I thought was a decent Trick Room team. Obviously, you know, Galarian Rapidash isn't the slowest, but once Trick Room wears off, I could throw Rapidash out there and then hit hard, you know, especially. And I do feel like my team is a very special team, like, not special as in like, ooh, they're so special. Special as in like, they're special attacking, you know, so I'm definitely...
I mean, at first glance, I definitely agree. I mean, looking at some of the ones you have, and they are slow, so it definitely does fit the Trick Room meta that you were going for. And you can kind of find those themes, right? Those sort of themes throughout the teams, right? Especially Crobats. Crobats is like the most obvious because he has 7 water types on his team.
He's ridiculous.
So you could tell it's what he's trying to do.
My water team had 4 on it, and this man went out and got 7. But I will say he was smart. He grabbed a water ground type. He grabbed a water grass type. You know, both of those aren't really weak to electric.
So again, looking back at your team, you kind of answered the next 2 questions. So we'll go to this one. Are there any standout Pokemon on your team that the other teams need to keep an eye out for, or they might, you know, write off immediately?
Lapras. Yeah. I'm bringing a Lapras. It's going to surprise people. And we haven't discussed it in the league yet, but I forgot to mention it. I'll go ahead and drop that in once this interview's over. You can change. You can obviously change moves in between battles. Right. You don't have to keep the same moves because your team might need a different move depending on what you think your opponent's going to bring.
Yeah.
But don't screw yourself over either. If you don't have a TR, you know, to retrain a Pokemon a move, don't erase that move and screw yourself over, you know. But if you do want to bring something that's kind of tricky, you know, and you're like, I want to hold off on this until I battle this guy because it'll work better on his team, hold off on it, you know? And I've got that with Lapras. Like, when I was coming up with Lapras's moveset, all the other ones, their movesets came easily. Like, these 4 moves, this is what I'm bringing, this is it. Lapras had like 8 moves that I wanted to bring. So everyone's going to be seeing a different Lapras.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We actually recently talked about that. I say we, it was me, Derek, and Luigi. I believe we talked about Lapras pretty recently. And we said it's never been a bad Pokemon. It gets outclassed sometimes, but it's never been a bad Pokemon. So I could definitely see it performing well on your team now. Still looking at your team here, who do you think will be an MVP candidate? So if you had to push one Pokemon on your team as an MVP candidate at the end of the season, who do you think it will be?
See, I want to say Lapras again, but I don't know. If I can get Volcarona in there at the right time, and I'm not even trying to hide this, guys, if y'all are watching this, I'm setting up with Quiver Dance.
Oh yeah.
And if I can Quiver Dance, and you know, I bring him in, I Quiver Dance while somebody switches, and I'm plus whatever. I believe it's +2 almost immediately.
Yeah.
If I get +2 and you don't bring in just the right thing to knock me out in one hit, and I'm faster than you, and I haven't dropped Trick Room to where that's going to help you out, you know, you're in trouble. And Volcarona could sweep. And that's what part of the plan with Volcarona is. Obviously, I got to plan that setup, timeout. I got to make sure to knock out, you know, I'm not going to throw them out there and try to set up if I know they still have a water type in the back. Like Crobats. I'm not looking forward to fighting Crobats with my Volcarona. Not setting up on him. Volcarona might not even show up that match, but we'll see how that goes. But I'm definitely, Volcarona could probably end up taking MVP for my team. You know, just Quiver Dance set up, and then I've got ways to keep him in battle. It's not just, I'm not sending him out just looking for KOs immediately. Like, I've got a way to keep him in the battle. Like, he's not going to go down.
Yeah. So, this next question you answered, Lapras. You said it would shock everyone in the league. So, moving on to the league, aside from your own, although I might know the answer to this, which team is looking the most dangerous to you? Like, which team in the league do you think is going to perform, like, just immediately looking at the rosters? Obviously, we've had no matches, but immediately looking at the rosters, which team is looking the most dangerous to you?
Ooh. You know, Crobats is one of the scarier teams because I don't know what he's going to bring with all of those. You know, with all the water types, because I don't see him. He's not just going to bring water type moves. But I think the scariest team is actually going to be the Kinglers. Because they've got Mimikyu, Dracovish, Galarian, Darmanitan. If he puts the right ability on Darmanitan there, oh my gosh, people are in trouble. Toxtricity can be scary. He's got 3 Pokemon that can Gigantamax.
Yeah,
and Toxtricity, Snorlax, and Gengar. And then he's got
and Corviknight.
Oh, Corviknight, so that's 4. So there we go. We don't know which one he's going to Gigantamax. And he doesn't have to Gigantamax. He just Dynamax with one of the other ones and just hit hard, you know? And then his Lunala can be scary. People are going to sleep on that Lunala. I'm not sleeping on Lunala. And then his Heracross. I mean, I told y'all earlier, my Heracross was MVP the first season.
Yeah.
So I'm worried. Like, I don't want this Heracross to be MVP. but Derek's team probably scares me the most. Everybody else I looked at, I was like, okay, I could bring this. They're going to bring this because I have this. And I've kind of built around that. And the saddest part is I don't know what Derek's going to do. And he's my first opponent. So my scariest opponent is literally my first battle, and
Yeah.
me being the one that created this league, I don't want to lose the first battle.
Yeah.
You know, I go in there and
Yeah,
all of a
yeah,
sudden
yeah.
I'm fighting Derek and I lose, and I'm like, okay, well that happened. So Derek, and that could be the other reason, is that he's my first opponent, so I've looked at his team the most. That might be why he's scariest to me.
Yeah.
So hopefully we go up against the Kentucky Kinglers, we pull out that victory, and we set up the league the right way. No offense, Derek.
So it's funny that you said that, because Foos literally gave the same exact answers as to, he said Crobats first, but then he also said something very similar to you. He said, but looking at Derek's team, like, it's scary. He specifically mentioned Dracovish. And like I told him, I mentioned this in the intro video, both Dracovish and Galarian Darmanitan broke competitive Gen 8 for a bit.
Yes.
Especially when the game first came out, they were ridiculously broken. They've been tamed now. There's counters, but at the time they were they're still really good. That's still not taken away. But he literally gave the same exact answers. He said Crobats, mostly because of experience, you know, with him doing draft battles and stuff like that, draft leagues. But also he mentioned Derek's team, like, is just powerful. So with that out of the way, are there any teams that you might feel might be underestimated but do better than expected?
Ooh. See, I'm expecting everyone to do well. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we all go like 2-3 and 3-2, and we're all right around the same record, right?
Right.
But the team that looks easiest to beat to me is actually, and I love him to death, but Gamer, like, he's got a lot of fairy types, so you bring a poison type, you're gonna counter him, you know. He's got quite a few fire types, so bring poison, steel, water, and you can kind of take him out. And then you don't have to bring a ground type per se, but you can knock out his Luxray that quick. So Lazzle's gone with the ground type move, Colossal's gone with the ground type move. You know, so Metagross can be hit with a ground type move. It's gonna hurt. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And then with the Galarian Moltres, the Togekiss, rock type. You know, so he's, as far as like looking at his team, like I sit back and I go, okay, I only got to bring like 3 or 4 moves, and if this works out perfectly, I beat him every time. I could 6-0 this guy.
Right.
But then again, I could be sleeping on his team so bad, and that's what's so good about this, you know, because he doesn't have, or I don't have items to rely on, you know?
Yeah.
And I could literally be sleeping on his team so bad. Like, nothing on his team scares me, and that's the problem there. Like, I feel like something should scare me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm looking at it, and I'm just like, yeah, nothing scares me. And that's why I think I'm sleeping on his team the most. Like, even the Metagross, people are probably like, how do you sleep on Metagross? Well, I've got Reuniclus. I'm not worried.
Yeah.
You know, I can basically just hold his Metagross off until I need to get in there with something else. And then I've got Volcarona too. You know, fire beats steel, bug beats the psychic. You know, it just I hold him off. I feel like I counter Metagross, so it doesn't scare me.
Yeah, it's funny because, I mean, first of all, you mentioned it, and that's what I really like about this draft league as well, is there has to be a reason he drafted those 9 mons. You know what I mean? There has to be a reason he drafted those 9 mons, meaning you guys do not know what he's going to do with those 9 mons. You have no idea. So that's going to be really interesting to see. His first game, I believe he plays Crobats right off the rip. But it's funny because Foos said a very similar thing. Just looking immediately at his team. Obviously, I think after the first week happens, we'll get an idea, more of an idea. So that first weekly roundup will be really interesting because we'll have more of an idea of what everyone's going to be rocking, and what you kind of get to see what people are planning with their teams. Obviously, like we mentioned earlier, it's more obvious with some versus others, but just immediately looking at his team, I mean, I can understand it, but at the same time, that's the good part about this draft league. You can't really underestimate anyone. You can kind of just look at it and be like, okay, I could beat, like you said, I could beat that, I could beat that, I could beat that, but you never know, right?
Yeah. It's not till you get into battle, and then next thing you know, you've got a freaking Metagross that's set up on you, and you're getting 6-0'd.
Yeah. So, moving on from all that, heading into these final closing moments here, you already have, but I'll give you a chance to plug it. Are you planning on releasing any merch for your team?
Yeah, definitely. We've got stickers for the Atlanta Braviary. We've got stickers for the entire league. The stickers for the league, hopefully all the guys will take that league logo and drop a sticker on their stores for that. We've got a hoodie for the Atlanta Braviary, so if you want to pick any of that up, it'd be very much appreciated.
Yes, absolutely. And also, now that we're about to wrap it up, I'll go ahead and give you this moment to plug all your socials, your YouTubes, Twitters, TikToks, anything.
We've got everything. We've got Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Discord, Facebook. I mean... I pretty much got it all. Twitch, we are doing Twitch, and I made the announcement in the last stream with my wife, which we're doing purely Call of Duty on Twitch now. Our Call of Duty streams will not be on YouTube anymore. We're putting that strictly on Twitch. I'm not looking to get affiliated, so I don't know how often we're going to do that. My main concern is the YouTube. I want to get the YouTube up to 1,000 subs, 4,000 watch hours, get that monetization. I'm not here to lie about it. I would love to have that, just to have something that can help out my family, and build up from there. And I don't know that I've told you, but I've mentioned this before with other people. My kids want to take this stuff over when they get older. Like, their idea of a career. My son's idea of a career is YouTube. My daughter's idea of a career is TikTok. Well, if I've already got that built up and established, here you go. YouTube is yours, Twitter or TikTok is yours, and you've already got a following because people have watched y'all grow up. Now just continue what we started.
That's awesome.
And then if I can build the Twitch up too, we can throw that Ollie's way, and be like, there you go. None of you have to work anymore. You can have fun and make money this way. So that's why I'm building this. So
very noble cause there.
Awesome. I'm not gonna see any financial gain from this. Not truly, It's not. But this isn't about me. This is about the family. And if I can get all three of them going. So the affiliate thing, I'm not worried about it right now. But eventually, Twitch will become a main focus, and we'll be building up over there. But it will be mostly Call of Duty on Twitch.
Now, with all the socials, be sure to go down in the description. Everything will be down there. But here is the final question I'm going to be asking everyone, which is, why are you going to be the champion of the Elite Battle League at the end of the season?
Well, you said it in the introduction to the entire league when everyone dropped those videos. I didn't realize you were going to say that. That was not in the script that we worked out. But if I win, it's rigged, and I'm okay with it. No, I'm
just accept it, lean into it.
Yeah. I did it. I told everyone throw. No, honestly, I feel like I've got one of the more well-rounded teams. I've only got a couple of typings that are repeated, and then I'm definitely coming out swinging. I'm not coming out trying to do any crazy shenanigans, baton pass, this, that, and the other. I'm coming out, I'm going to hit you in the face, or hit your Pokemon in the face with my Pokemon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm coming out hitting. I'm not going to sit out there and try to set up, even with Volcarona, I'm not setting up 3 quiver dances. I'm setting up real quick, and then I'm hitting you in the face. I'm hitting you hard. My team's coming out swinging. We're coming out with strong attacks, and we're just gonna knock people out before they can get set up themselves and go ahead and take this victory.
Well, There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is our preseason interview with the one and only Stomp Family 64, coach of the Atlanta Braviary. Be sure to show some love his way. He mentioned all his socials. Check him out in the description, alongside all the other coaches in the Elite Battle League. I wish, Stone, this is to you. I wish you good luck for the rest of the season, and I think I can speak for all the people watching that we can't wait to see what you do this season.
I got Derek first, so I just want to throw this out there. Derek, I'm coming for you. You're going down. I'm calling it now. I win first match 4-0. I'm calling my shot. I'm calling my shot.
Okay, I love it. I love it.
So you got to make sure he watches this.
Yes, I will tell him. I'll tell him. That's going to be it, though, for this interview. I hope everyone watching has a fantastic day, and we'll see you guys when the league kicks off. That's that.